Okay, so for this session we'll be attempting to make another game, this time for something of a formal game contest. So right now we have 5 days left and we have yet to start. So for the sake of disclosure, let's just look through the information. So you want like single core mechanic, simple and small, preferably browser playable. And my plan for this, I want to do something of a 2D side-scroller flight simulator glider, where the only mechanic is you steer the glider up and down or angle. All the assets are going to be hand-drawn on parchment with a quill and ink, as per the theme of simpler times, which, as I understand, could refer to either the genre of the game as retro, or the theme of the game as historical. And here I'm kind of covering both, because what's more retro than a hand-drawn game, and with a quill and ink at that. So that's that. This is our goal, our challenge. So platform-wise, I will be exporting to HTML5 with JavaScript, maybe WebGL acceleration as well. The environment you're looking at here is called QBJS, QBasic for the web, and all it does is it translates QBasic and QBasic-like syntax directly to JavaScript, in most cases near one-to-one. So it's almost like a simplified JavaScript, giving you effectively the same result, but is a little more fun, cool looking. So since this is going to be a small, potentially mobile game, right off the bat we want to figure out active screen resizing. Okay, that appears to work. And now let's establish game main loop. With the escape key being the termination condition. Looks fine. So then, as a sanity check, let's print some mouse coordinates. And there we go, we have mouse X, mouse Y, and mouse button left or touch screen tap. And these are going to be the only controls we'll be using. So we don't even have to think about keyboards, anything like that. So with that, I might have mentioned earlier, what I want to do is something of a Flappy Bird kind of game. But instead of being all jerky and tappy, I want to simulate a smooth and realistic gliding, and I want it to look cool and feel cool and to almost be just as fun to use as a toy as a game with an objective. So now let's find the center of the screen, draw a circle there, and this is going to be the center of our bird. Or I guess bird is fine. Yeah, this is a center of our bird. Then let's say this bird has an angle of 30 degrees. And we draw its nose. And here we draw the tail, and I'll color it start with yellow. Okay, so as we would expect, our bird is diving, is it 30 degrees below the x-axis. And now all we want to do is make it steerable. So I mean, minus okay, so now we can change the angle of the bird, and let's print the angle. Here it's negative always, here it's positive always. And now we have to make this bird fly. But in this game, it's always going to be centered where you see it. So we have to create, start by creating some kind of illusion of motion. And let's see if something like this is worth doing. And make this dark gray. Okay. Okay. So then we define our glider, our sort of, I guess we can call these relative coordinates. And now we're going to define the absolute coordinates of the glider, which start at 0. So then if the mouse is clicked, then send the glider forward. And then in this grid, we just take this as axle mod 50. plus yeah, so now we created this grid purely to track motion. And then here you could do something like xo equals xo plus. Yeah, all these signs, you always have to think about it, yeah. So now you can almost see that already I have something resembling motion. Like I can go here, I can go back. It's almost like a top-down infinite floor walking demo, but this is a profile view, of course. So this is where we can work out our glider mechanics, I guess. Okay, I got confused. I decided the tail was gonna be white, yeah. So I don't really want to record right now, but it is a good time to do it. And at this point, this submission, this game was completed and submitted. And what I want to do, or fuck, let me think. So I stopped recording about an hour in because I didn't want to waste time with the deadline and all. So now I'm looking through some of the original versions to see what exactly. Okay, this is the one of the weaker first versions. Yeah, now I can't tell what's what, but um, what is there to say really? So you have the glider, which was shown before, and consists obviously of a position and a iterative velocity. And then when it comes to the gliding, we take its velocity magnitude, we set a terminal velocity, the maximum possible velocity, and then we introduce gravity just by introducing acceleration, so to speak. And then we have, as a debug tester, we have this, when you click on the mouse, it gives you a little boost. So you can actually explore the map and whatnot. And then perhaps the most profound result of this is faking these concepts of drag and lift. So drag is going to be proportional to the difference of the velocity, absolute velocity of the glider and the direction. So here I am going really fast, for example, and then I abruptly change direction and I lose all this energy because these forces are counteracting. And then lift, the way lift works is that if you go fast enough in a straight orientation, you will actually go up like an actual wing. So here I pick up some speed, go straight, and it lifts me up for a little bit. So it's trying to be an actual wing, and I think the final copy is probably this one. Here's like a little map. And we have our mechanism. So then finally we get the actual game all fucking drawn up and all that. And what is there to say about this? Let's introduce the cheat accelerator here. Then yeah, let's prevent death and just see the map. So now I can fly around and see what this map looks like. And the problem here is that, I was had a bit of tunnel vision getting all the mechanics and the artwork in order. So level design and like proportions, zoom, speed, all that were just complete last priority. So I was thinking, instead of potentially risking fucking everything up, we'll just leave it as this really kind of an unfair level to beat, but it is beatable. And let's just see what else is there. And as you can see, this is like not exactly a sink, but similar. So it's quite annoying to maneuver with any kind of side-scroller flight mechanism. So here we have our different butterflies, and what we can do here is absorb them all and just fly really fast. And then if you reach this peak, the victory condition is just below. So you just fly here. And there's your partner. And I don't remember how birds do it. But anyways. So let's try to beat it for real. By removing all the cheat codes, so to speak. And I remember what happened as I was working on this. I knew it was beatable in principle, but I couldn't fucking beat it at all. So then I upload it, release it, take a little break, and then I tried it as the final copy on the website, and I beat it first time with relative ease. So I thought, okay, it's done, but let's try to. So now that we removed the cheat codes, if you run into the ground, you die and reset. So now you have to actually maneuver and make it. So let's make an attempt. And I don't guarantee that this will be successful, and if it takes too many tries, we'll just call it there. But you kind of fly around, and when you're if you get stuck in a canyon, it's not exactly easy to escape. There are insects below that give you energy. And now that wasn't enough. But on the other hand, if you latch the glider mechanism correctly, you can really gain a lot of lift, almost infinite. So if I gain a little speed and climb up, I actually gain a bit of height, and then I can. And here I'm latched on and effectively perpetual flight. So here's the largest canyon, the most difficult one. So let's see if I can just use the infinite flying trick to just clear it without going down and getting the insects, because it's possible to climb this mountain by just using the insects, but it's very tricky. So let's just try something like this. Yeah, already this isn't going too well. Fuck, is this? Okay, and yeah, if you see this pointy pyramid here, that's the correct canyon. So here we can just freely dive into our mate. And yeah, not too bad. I beat it first try, so it is beatable. What else is there to say here? Um, yeah, you can fly forever if you latch the mechanism correctly. Something I have a few potential fixes for. Um, the other thing I was thinking, like, it took a lot of effort to do these drawings, and I kind of wanted to center a video. What the fuck was that? Okay. I wanted to show the drawing process and all that, but I'm thinking that's not gonna be my style, so I didn't I didn't want to fucking record myself drawing on a table, but yeah, whatever. So what else can be said? The map is just a sine function, and you can make it flat, for example. And let's give us the accelerator back. So yeah, here's your flat map. Not very interesting, but you can get a feel for the whatever. And then if you want a more easier to process like here, we just change the amplitude progression, so now you can just kind of casually fly over this hilly terrain, and we can make it like this. Whatever, anyways. So it's interesting how the map is generated. I just set a bunch of XY coordinates to some random the fuck whatever, and then when I perform the function, I linearly interpolate between all the points, And I'm trying to be clever about this by having them in order, so it's not having to render the whole map every time, just up to the point where you start and stop. And yeah, the drawing is just a trivial function plot. So, the fuck? I guess that's that. Main feedback I guess I've received is that you should see more of the map and have more zoom. Because right now you're kind of not seeing where you're going. And yeah, that could be a not trivial but doable like 5 minute, 10 minute modification of just going through every parameter and giving it a zoom factor. And just for the fuck of it, I can review my two favorite games from the contest. And we have this one, which was written in Pascal, which is quite interesting, a kind of a sister language of the retro variety, so to speak. And then he has his own engine, so I need ZX, left click ZX, okay. Okay, yeah, the drawing is quite atmospheric, and you get these little particles, which perhaps demonstrates some of the engine capabilities, and otherwise, yeah, if you just want a aim and click shooting game, seems like this one hit every angle. You got the artwork, the scene, everything presumably hand drawn. So that's that, pretty neat. The other game I want to try is by the developer of QBJS and GX engine, which I've personally used and enjoyed. And this is just gonna be a top-down style RPG. Let's see what happens. And the music, fuck. So now, yeah, sound. Every time I play a video game, the first thing I do is mute it. I just never understood the appeal of that. But anyway, so I'm walking around. So far, so good. This looks like a hill of some sort. One thing I feel that's missing here is that you can't walk diagonally, and I don't see a good reason why you shouldn't be able to. But anyway, so we go inside, and here looks like we have Silk Song quality lighting, which is quite nice. Guess presume, what is this, alpha sphere, so alpha circle. How are we going here? And now we're in a Galaxy Pods game. And what does this do? Okay, so avoid that, whatever that is. Yeah, I feel the movement could be a little better here. Fuck. Oh, you're making me do this. I assume this is a impression a lot of people get because it's like the guy who makes the game obviously knows it inside out and knows all the mechanics, but the guy trying it first time could get very easily annoyed. So that's a tricky yeah, not even that maneuver worked. Okay, and here's the maze. And I'm not exactly sure I want to do this. Okay, now we're back to Silk Song graphics. Kind of. And that's the black key.